During the era of the Horus Heresy, Robert Guilliman, the Primarch of the 13th Legion, Ultramarines, mastered some of the functions of an ancient alien artifact hidden within Mount Pharos on the planet Sotha, aided by the loyalist Iron Warrior warsmith Barabbas D'Antioch. This alien navigation system, based on the principles of quantum entanglement, could project a navigational beacon to any location at the user's whim. It was through this device that Guilliman and his brothers, Lion L. Johnson and Sanguinius, successfully established the Imperium Secundus while Segmentum Ultima was cut off by the Ruin Storm. However, this respite was short-lived. The Pharos beacon, acting as a substitute for the Astronomicon, soon drew the attention of the traitor Night Lords. This force, which had been scattered during the Thramas Crusade by the First Legion and subsequently regrouped near Sotha's Mandeville Point, numbered 20,000 Astartes. Their commander, Krukish the Pale, witnessed the beacon's power and immediately launched an invasion of Sotha to seize the alien device for the traitors. Despite defenses designed by the siege expert D'Antioch and commanded by his friend Captain Alexis Pollux of the Imperial Fists, the Night Lords eventually breached the Loyalist lines with the aid of warp demons. During the battle, however, the traitors suffered heavy losses on their orbital stations due to reinforcements dispatched by Guilliman. Seeking to escape via the Pharos' teleportation system, the traitors were thwarted when D'Antioch sacrificed his life to overload the machine. The resulting energy release emitted a blinding light across the cosmos, and the subsequent shockwave crippled the systems of the Night Lord's fleet and the power units of Astartes' plate. Guilliman's main fleet soon arrived, crushing the invasion. D'Antioch was posthumously named a hero of the Imperium. The 199th Aegida Company of the Ultramarines, who fought valiantly in the defense, was granted the crossed scythes emblem by the Primarch and tasked with guarding Sotha. During the Third Founding, this company was reorganized into the Emperor's Scythes chapter. Following the end of the heresy, the Imperium Secundus was disbanded, and the damaged Pharos was decommissioned and forgotten, its chambers filled with reinforced concrete. The warriors of the 31st millennium could never have imagined that the overloading of the Pharos would determine the fate of the galaxy 10,000 years later.
That sudden flash of light across the intergalactic void caught the attention of the Great Devourer. After drifting toward that light for 10 millennia, they finally reached our galaxy. The Imperium's first true realization of this new Xenos threat began on the frontier world of Tyran, a remote outpost 60,000 light-years from Holy Terra on the eastern edge of Segmentum Ultima. Tyran was an ocean world with a small Adeptus Mechanicus exploratory base used to support research into the galactic fringe. The outpost was a standard Imperial design, protected by 4 massive laser batteries under void shields, a regiment of the Imperial Guard, and a naval escort of Endeavour-class light cruisers and Thunderbolt fighters. Typically, this would suffice against pirates, but when Inquisitor Kryptman of the Ordo Xenos arrived a year after contact was lost, he found the base in ruins. More shockingly, the ocean world had been stripped dry. The water was gone, the vegetation vanished, and even the nutrients in the soil were depleted. It was as if the planet had been skinned alive. The only clue was a data crystal left by Magos Varnak, revealing a terrifying new enemy, the Tyranids. The Tyranids are like a spreading cancer, incapable of diplomacy or negotiation. Their only goal is the consumption of all biomass. The initial Hive Fleet was named Behemoth, but scholars believe it is merely the vanguard of a much larger invasion force still drifting toward the galaxy. A Tyranid Hive Fleet consists of countless living bioships with specialized functions ranging from space combat to troop incubation. These gargantuan organisms travel via creatures known as narvals, which detect gravity wells of distant star systems and manipulate them to create high-speed conduits through compressed space. As a Hive Fleet approaches, target planets often suffer violent geological upheavals due to these gravitational stresses. Furthermore, the approach of the fleet causes a shadow in the warp. This is the collective consciousness of the Hive Mind, a nightmare intellect that coordinates every Tyranid organism. This mental weight severs the connection between real space and the Empyrean, preventing astropathic communication or warp travel, leaving prey isolated and paralyzed by terror. Tyranid biology allows them to adapt and regrow bodies in incredibly short periods.
During an invasion, massive bioships mass-produce warriors designed with high-level biotechnology, such as hardened chitinous shells, scythe-like talons, and weapons that fire parasitic larvae. Countless organisms are launched via mycetic spores, raining down while spewing toxic gases. Within hours, symbiotic bacteria terraform the world, turning the sky a sickening red and the atmosphere humid and toxic. On the battlefield, they are coordinated by Synapse creatures, intelligent nodes that transmit the Hive Mind's will.
Once a planet is conquered, every life form is harvested into reclamation pools. This biomass is then sucked up by the bioships via massive proboscises, leaving the world a lifeless rock. Inquisitorial investigations suggest Tyranid scouts, known as Genestealer Cults, may have reached the galaxy as early as M35. These cults hide in the lower hives of imperial worlds, spreading their genetic infection and establishing telepathic beacons to guide the Hive fleets. Currently, Hive Fleet Behemoth is devouring Segmentum Ultima, leaving a trail of dead worlds. As the swarm nears Macragge, Marneus Augustus Calgar, chapter master of the Ultramarines, has declared that the Hive Fleet must be stopped. The sons of Guilliman are gathering their strength for a final showdown.